Hello survivors, welcome to another video. Today we are in Temtem Swarm again. We're back in the demo. I really love this. I wanted to show you guys how we beat Oceara in the 1 minute. It was taking advice from someone previously in the comment section. This is who it is up on the screen right now. Guys, this game is going to be exciting. There's so much more coming in the early access. Please make sure to wishlist it. The link will be down in the comment section pinned, as well as in the description. So make sure to check that out. We're going to be playing on Platypet. He is one of the easiest ones because of the evolutions. The way that the evolutions worked is that after the first 9 levels, so at level 10, we are going to get our first evolution. If you don't take the evolution and you kept it there, you will not be able to evolve any of your skills as well, because you can only have one, typical evolution out there at a single time. So if you don't take the evolution, you're going to be, hitting yourself in the, kicking yourself in the shin, because you're getting a lot stronger, but you're also not going to be able to evolve any of your skills or synergize anything further than that until you've evolved your character. So do keep that in mind when you're playing. Level 10 and at level 25 are the levels where you're going to get that evolution for Platypet. It just depends on the character and how many levels they need to be able to evolve as well. So keep that in mind. We're going to grab ourselves Water Blade. We've already got the synergy up and active. This is what it was. We used Wave, we used Water Blade, we use ourselves Toxic Ink, and then Fierce Claw. Fierce Claw, I think, can be changed out for whatever else you want. You can run Car Field if it helps you. You can run the Fluid Barrier if you think you need the defenses. And yeah, we unlock Water Cannon from that, so I'm not going to be using it. It's kind of like cheating, using the skill that you unlock doing this to finish it. It kind of feels bad, because obviously you're not going to have that for yourself. So there we go. We're actually using, as you can see, we've got Thermal Paste, Holster, Stim Pack, and then we're going to use Heatsink to evolve Wave. I think Heatsink and Stim Pack are probably the most important passives, just so that you can get Wave evolved, because it just does so much damage. And then Stim Pack for the fire rate to help shoot these a lot faster out. So because we're going to have so many projectiles, having that fire rate does help a whack ton. Now let's get on to some of the things that are changing in the early access. The first notable thing is going to be, as you can see, while we are playing with our Water Blade, you can see when we're facing to the right, it shoots immediately to the right in the direction that we are facing. Now these are called front-facing attacks. This is actually going to be changed. These are now going to be, or the game is now going to fall under a twin-stick shooter, where you're able to use your mouse or auto-aim to actually shoot at enemies with all of the skills now. So that is going to be fantastic. I cannot wait to try that and be able to use Water Blade more efficiently now, as well as all the other skills. So it's going to be very exciting. A really good change. I'm really happy that Kramer did that, because it doesn't fit the type of gameplay having these front-facing games, and the fact that they listened to the community, people wanted them to change that, and they did, is already a good sign for the longevity and the game itself. So very exciting, and I'm going to be super excited to play some of the other skills that required front-facing in the demo to now require not being front-facing. So we will see. Alright, then we are going to talk about what levels are going to be available. So we are going to have 2 more levels, as well as like a little side area. It's not really a side area, but it's more like a daily area. We're going to have Aubrey unlocked, as well as Tukma. So those are going to be quite cool. I can't wait to see what the scenery for Tukma looks like. If you played their Temtem game, you'll kind of know these areas. Aubrey was like a futuristic, very digital kind of area, so that's going to be exciting. And Tukma was a volcanic area, so we're going to see, I'm hoping to see like a lot of red and things like that in that area. Crystals and red volcanic crystals, and so on and so forth. So that's what we're looking forward to with those 2 areas: digital, crystal, and fire. But the final place, the daily one, is called the Sar Park. It is going to be a daily change, so every day. We aren't sure what the timer is, if it's like everyone's own clock, or if it works off of the game's internal clock. So once you finish a mission, a 24-hour clock starts, and you go from there, or if it's you know, on their own daily like reboot kind of system where you know, that's how that's going to work. Do we want to grab fluid barrier yet? No, we'll just keep leveling up our other skills. But, so Sar Park is going to be a couple of waves. So right now, the way that it works is after a couple of minutes, a wave of enemies spawn, or, you know, after a specific set duration, a wave of enemy spawns. I believe this has 18 waves in the 15 minutes of gameplay time that we have. And the Sar Park will change that. You'll get a certain specific amount of waves that you then need to clear. And that's going to be what that game mode or map is all about. So clearing a specific amount of waves every day, that changes, again, depending on the day. So that's going to be very, very exciting as well to be seen what is in store. It's going to be interesting. Do we get extra kudos from that? Or how are they going to, you know, what do we get from doing those daily Sar Park missions as well? It's going to be very interesting to see where that plays in the gameplay and rewards for doing it as well. So keep an eye out on that. Next is that we are getting brand new characters to play with as well. Now, as you know from previous videos, the way that this game worked is you had to unlock eggs by doing specific things in the game, and then those eggs would be hatched via doing something like this, where you stand on a circle and it will then do what it needs to do to kind of unlock that egg. So in this case, it's a control zone. I think the eggs were also control zones, or defend the egg. And once you've defended it for a certain amount of time, you would unlock the egg, and it would hatch the egg into that specific character depending on the type of egg you got. So that was quite cool. I do like it, having that whole hatching kind of mini game to unlock the character, instead of just buying it with Pansons or just clicking unlock in a main menu like some other games do in their game in the genre. So quite a cool little unique interesting way to unlock characters. Now the characters they are adding are actually the starting characters from the main game. So we're getting Hellchick, which is a sidekick character. We're getting Smarzy, who is a fighting character. And we're getting Crystal, who is I believe a crystal character. So it's going to be very exciting to see the skills they can use. I'm quite excited for Smarzy. Smarzy is going to be playable in the very beginning of the game. So if you're brand new to the game, you just bought it, or whatever the case may be, you get to play as Platypet or Smarzy from the very, very beginning. And I cannot wait to try all of these different characters. Each of them have 3 evolutions, just like Platypet does. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see what they look like in game and what skills and evolutions will be coming as well. So there we go. We finally found Waterblade, or we get the synergy, sorry, for Waterblade. Still looking for Heatsink to get the evolution for Waterblade. I mean for Wave. And that's going to be very, very strong. I think we actually do rely on that more than anything else. But as long as Wave hits the actual boss, we should be okay. But being the Wave Plus makes it so much bigger that it is guaranteed to kind of hit the boss, and we wouldn't have to worry about it too much. But if we don't get it, we don't get it. We should still have the damage to completely annihilate Oceara within 1 minute. Just want Heatsink, if possible. Alright, we've still got, I forgot about that objective right up there. It will be exciting to see if they add more objectives into the early access as well. I am unsure about that, but I do know there are more synergies coming as well. I'm hoping for synergy to Toxic Ink, because it is a really, really fun little skill to use. Also front facing, so having that getting changed will be really, really cool as well. I mean, Platypet does get the passive that allows you to gain increased damage for toxic skills or whatever it is. So I'm assuming that's what might be used to gain the synergy for the Toxic Ink, which again we're also looking to finally unlock. Still haven't found it, which we need, and to level it, because that's going to give us that massive damage as well against Oceara. Although I've done it previously already, sorry, not previously, where we've beaten here Oceara without it as well. So don't need Toxic Ink, but if you have less in your meta progression than, let's say, I do, Toxic Ink is definitely going to help you with the damage. Alright, so we're going to upgrade Stim Pack to get that fire rate going. The cooldown reduction is also really good, as you want to have your skills come out as often as possible. So fire rate, cooldown reduction works hand in hand, work really, really well together. What's nice is all our skills are max level now. So when we open up a chest, which we'll get one at 10 minutes, and we should get one from this objective at the top here. Once we've unlocked those chests, they will upgrade both our Stim Pack and our, ooh, there we go, there's Toxic Ink. Our Thermal Paste and Toxic Ink now, Thermal Paste and the Stim Pack will all be upgraded using these chests. So that's going to save us a couple of levels, 5 levels, and we have to spend a level on an evolution. We'll take a look at what the stats change, but I do think it is quite imperative to evolve your character, because you'll see just how different or strong you become just based on the evolution alone. So definitely worth doing. Now, like I mentioned, we don't necessarily need Fierce Claw, because you have to be quite close to the target to hit them with it, whereas like Toxic Ink is quite easy to hit from a distance. Let's see, Toxic Ink and Thermal Paste, that's good. Also nice to play with the mouse when you're using Toxic Ink. You can just like stand still and run in a circle, which is quite fun. But it's going to be even more fun with the either the auto aim or the manual targeting with a twin stick. So that's something very excited for to come in the early access. Just want to kill this thing so it doesn't shoot us. Perfect. Increase the damage, the duration of our Toxic Ink. Don't know if that was duration or cooldown. I didn't actually read it. I just saw Toxic Ink and I was like, yes. Give me. Alright, it's a piranha. Fishy, come on, die quicker, please. Makes it very easy for us to kill it when it's standing still, so we're happy to do that. Levels to Toxic Ink, please. There we go. And we got a level to Stim Pack as well as the Thermal Paste. So that was like the perfect chest. We do need to now rush to the next one, because we've only got about 4 minutes left until the end of the run. Now, when I play these types of games, I'm always saying to myself, I really wish the time for these games was about 15 to 20 minutes, because we always land up with way too much time on our hands, and then it starts to get kind of laborious. But sometimes the games take too long and you kind of like, you get overpowered too much, and it just becomes the same thing over and over again. This game makes me feel like there's not enough time. I don't know what it is about the game. I don't know if it's just the way they've spaced everything out, but I feel like I need more time. I want more time when I'm playing this game. So it leads me to play it more and more and over. Like I really wish the times were 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes with this one. Where usually sometimes I play a game and the game then instead of 20 minutes, I wish they were 15 minutes because of the way that they space it out. So this game's done something where I wish I could play it for longer. Like I've never wanted a game to be longer before, but this one makes me want to play it longer. So I don't know what they've done. GG to you guys, because this is just really epic. Alright, there we go. There are 2 more objectives. The one's going to be another one of these, which we actually picked up a lot of XP doing, so that's really good. We max the Toxic Ink. We get our gear, which is great. We get the other evolution, even better, which means we still get 1 more level now. And what is it that we get? We get the Stim Pack to level 5. So we're actually in a superb place. The only thing is we didn't get to evolve Wave, which is a bit unfortunate, but that was really good. Really happy with what we got there. Getting that XP magnet came at the best time possible. Now this objective is for the Pansuns. Like I mentioned, we don't really care too much about that, but there is going to be 1 more objective, and that's going to be for another destroy the totem, and that happens just before we get to see Oceara, sorry. So we need to make sure we get to do that objective just before Oceara spawns, so we can just be that little bit more powerful, just in case we don't hit the levels or whatever the case may be. Let's just double check, make sure this one is the Pansun's Forest, but I'm pretty sure it is. And you don't get any like reward for doing this besides for Pansuns from killing enemies in it, which also means they don't drop XP, which means you lose out on a level or two from doing that. So, you know, it depends on what you're doing. If I'm looking for Pansuns, then that's what I want to do. But now, because we're looking to farm just levels and get as much damage out as possible, we're not going to be running that. Alright, thermal paste finally fully leveled. Let's see what happens now. If we get the duration fully leveled, you'll notice that toxic ink will become, yeah, so it is the Pansun's Feast. Not forest, it's feast. I don't know, I saw F and I was like, well, it makes sense to kind of be forest. Forest makes sense as a word in this, you know, objective. So I'll just call it Pansun's Forest from now on. Maybe they need to change it as well. That would be pretty cool. Change it from Pansun's Feast to Pansun's Forest. There is the other objective. We're going to go run to it now. Like I mentioned, we've got 1 minute to get there. I had already forgotten about the time. That's what I said. Like, you know, it just goes so quickly. I'm so engaged in the combat and in the gameplay that I completely forgot about the timer, and that we've got an objective now to do just before the boss fight. So even before that, I'd probably land up doing this and the boss would just spawn on my head. I'll be like, whoa, it's that time already? Pretty insane. Alright, there we go. It's a nest. We got 30 seconds. Not much to level up, only the stim pack really. But we do get a chest from it. Maybe we can level it up a couple of times. Just once, that's okay. Increase the fire rate. So it isn't actually the cooldown that needed or the duration. We didn't take duration actually. We don't need it, but sometimes if you get the duration as well, you can have toxic ink up 24/7, which is really fun to have as well. And then we do have a laugh over there, so that's good. And here's Oceara, so go poison, use that. It really does depend on how Oceara attacks us, but as you can see, we're just going to stand on top of them, dodge that, and there we go. Within the next couple of seconds, it took us 19 seconds, 20 seconds to kill Oceara. We were struggling so much before from previous videos, able to do it within seconds. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Wishlist the game down below. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.